Hello again and welcome back to Gimbal's Tip of the Week. Today I want to talk to you about some of the common mistakes we make when running our law practice. We're all prone to these mistakes, but they're particularly troubling for those of us who practice in smaller firms or on our own. Why? Because most of us work in small firms, so the competition is really fierce. And that's why being effective and efficient is so very important. I'm David Skinner. I'm a lawyer and a process improvement expert, and I help lawyers like you and others working on the business and administration side of the legal profession to build more profitable and productive law practices. Last week, Karen talked to you about the downside and cost of cutting employees and the waste of not optimizing and harnessing the full brain power and talent of everybody on your team. If you missed that episode, there's a link to it and to our free 8 Wastes workbook in the show notes below. So, on to this week's tip, which is really 3 tips in one. First, stop wearing all of the hats. You can't do it all. Identify what you can and should be doing and delegate what you absolutely should not be doing. Combine the delegation with some easy automation. Use macros in Word or your email signature blocks to create quick templates, and you're off to the races. Next, focus on the bookends. The most successful law practices onboard clients quickly at the beginning and then bill and collect efficiently at the end of each file. Ask yourself, do you have a consistent process for these critical bookends in your firm? No matter how good you are at practicing law, if you don't get the intake and the invoicing right, you are going to be leaving money on the table every time. And finally, you need to bust through the biggest barrier to action, which is not even knowing where to start. Maybe you've built workarounds for things that don't work smoothly, or you're reinventing the wheel every time. The key is to step back for a moment and look at your practice. Identify something that really frustrates you each and every time that you do it, and then ask yourself, why exactly am I doing it this way? Am I working smart, or are there things that I could and should do differently? Asking why you work the way you do will help you see your work through new eyes. You'll get to the root cause of different inefficiencies and waste, which will help you identify where you should focus your attention and kickstart your initiatives to create a more profitable and productive law practice. 80% of lawyers want to change, but most of them won't. You can distinguish yourself from your competition by getting a few key things right in your law practice. If you want to learn more, join Karen and me for our free masterclass, 3 mistakes lawyers make when they're running their practice and how you can avoid them. We'll be taking a deeper dive into the things that I've just talked about. You can reserve your spot now using the link in the show notes below. And that's it for this week's tip. Join us next week for more on building a profitable and productive law practice. You're going to find some links to the things that we discussed in today's episode in the notes below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it. We're also very interested in any comments that you have, and if you include a question, we'll get back to you. And don't forget, if you want more information like this delivered once a week right to your email box, sign up below so that you don't miss an episode of Gimbal's Tip of the Week. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next week.